Good morning.
Morning.
We left our friend's house this morning. They gave us they offered us breakfast. We didn't eat breakfast because
we had some coffee.
Yeah, we had some yummy coffee, but we're not breakfast people first thing in the morning. So we've been on the road for a little bit. So we stopped at a Starbucks and got some more coffee because it's necessary. But I wanted to start the vlog before we got to our first destination of the day. We've decided we're gonna do some bourbon distilleries in Kentucky.
See if they'll let us in.
Yeah. Now, we're not gonna do any tours this time. We might come back and do that some other day. But today we just want to visit and maybe shop and not do like
and
the
just
30 to
get the lay of the land and look around.
Well, the tours are expensive and they take a lot of time, and so we want to see these places, but we just don't have the time or honestly the money this time to do a bunch of bourbon tours.
And that's not the purpose of this trip.
Right. The purpose of this trip is to get to Missouri for a funeral, and we're trying to make it fun on the way there because you haven't had a vacation
in quite a while,
and I don't think she's had a real vacation, and this one doesn't even count. Your real vacation is coming up soon.
Yeah.
But, you know, she just hasn't had a vacation in a long time, and so we're trying to enjoy our time while we have some time.
And I like a road trip, so
yeah,
this is enjoyable for me.
I'm glad you're having a good time. That makes me happy. So I just wanted to hop on the camera and say good morning. We're driving, we're drinking coffee, and we're going to try to show you some of the beautiful scenery that we're seeing as we are driving from Tennessee to Lexington, Kentucky area. We're already in Virginia, but look how pretty this fog is here in the Gap.
Some places they call that Smoky Mountains.
Huh.
Or Boggy Creek.
I think it's so pretty.
Yeah.
A little creepy, but we're driving right into it. Wow.
This is an interesting place.
Yep.
Where we're going to be.
I want to vlog this because right now we are in Virginia, and then now we're in Tennessee. Okay, now we're in Tennessee, and I don't know if you saw the sign that had a bear on it, but apparently there are bears in this area. And then very soon we will be in Kentucky. Okay, now we're in Kentucky.
We're in Lexington and we're changing drivers.
Yep.
It's her turn to drive a little bit. We got some fuel and...
You were crashing. You were getting tired.
Yeah, I don't know if I needed caffeine or if I, just the trip adding up, but I needed a little break.
Well, I'm ready to drive. I feel like I've been doing nothing the whole time because you've just taken over.
I was enjoying it. You're not a slacker.
Okay, do you like sitting in the passenger seat?
No. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
It's your turn. We're taking turns.
Well, I'm only going to drive about 25 minutes because we're so close to the first bourbon distillery. We're going to go to Woodford Reserve first, I think, and then maybe Buffalo Trace because they're really close to each other.
Yeah. I'm excited. We've
kind of had a miniature change of plans for our evening. We were going to try to make it to Tipton tonight, stay with our friend.
And she wants us to wait a night because she's gonna get COVID tested today, and she just wants to make sure that she's negative before we stay with her. And I appreciate that. That's really kind of a thoughtful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of pressure off of us to try to make it all the way there tonight. I just don't know.
It would have been late or very early when we got there if we'd have gone all that way. So that's going to ease up for us a little bit to not have to drive that distance.
Our day is finally going to begin. We've just been driving today, but I'm excited to get to stop some places.
I loved seeing some of the sights. It never ceases to amaze me what a great country we have, how big it is that we can drive from state to state. We don't have to stop at a border. It just, says, thank you for visiting our state, welcome to our state, and that's it,
There's no passport check.
Nope.
No customs.
Nope.
No vehicle search. So we don't have to do anything. We are able to drive from Florida to
Missouri,
Kentucky, and and beyond. I made a list of all the states we're going to hit on this trip.
It's quite a few.
And it's a bunch, and I'll go through that later. We're not gonna do that right now. I think I'm gonna dig out a piece of pizza for Mom to eat in the car on our way to the distillery. I'm not hungry yet, but she's getting there.
Yeah,
she's out of gas, and I could tell that she was just driving like she was getting tired, and so I think it's time for her to eat something especially before we have some bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've made it to the Woodford Reserve. We got to drive through some really pretty Kentucky countryside.
I don't know if you'll get any of those shots will turn out or not, but it was beautiful.
Oh, it was so pretty. We got to see a deer in the middle of the day just hanging out under a tree.
Just laying there, getting some shade.
This is really pretty. So here we're walking into the Woodford Reserve gift shop. They do require masks indoors, and we had actually gone in and checked it out before we recorded this, but while we were in there, we realized just how busy and loud it was. What you're seeing now is after a tour has left, and we knew that another tour was coming, so we just decided to do a voiceover for, the gift shop merchandise showing that I wanted to do. That you can buy all of this stuff from their gift shop, and I'm not going to go into details about prices, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what is available in their gift shop. I was really impressed. They had all kinds of stuff. They had actual bourbon barrels that you could buy. You could even have them personalized. They had little glasses and taller glasses and copper glasses. So lots and lots of different options for you to put your whiskey or your whiskey cocktails in. They had water bottles and stickers and lapel pins and just all kinds of really cool stuff. I think some of my favorite things were actually the bar accessories and accoutrements. Of course, they have, whiskey, but I really liked that they had like whiskey paddles, and they had ice sphere molds so you can freeze ice spheres. They had bar accessories. I was really impressed with their selection of merchandise here. These are some more accessories that they've made with parts of their bourbon barrels. This is like a coat rack made out of part of a bourbon barrel, and I thought it was really cool, but a little expensive. And these are some of the bar accessories I was talking about. You can make ice cubes. They had an ice sphere tray, and the prices on these weren't actually obscene. You can get it, just as cheap somewhere else, Amazon, TJ Maxx. I'm not going to judge you, but if you want something with the Woodford Reserve branding on it, which is kind of basic, it's available to you. I did like the bar mat. And then they had some really cool t-shirts. They had a bourbon t-shirt. They had a rye t-shirt. They had a blue one, which was the malt whiskey t-shirt. And then they had I think this one was just the basic Woodford Reserve t-shirt. They did have some hats, and they had a sweatshirt. I restrained myself. I did not buy the sweatshirt here, but you can hold on and see. They did have a wheat whiskey t-shirt, and this one, I can't read. I think it's just plain. This one here on the end is the sweatshirt, and it was really soft, but it was a little expensive for me, and I found one at a distillery later in the day, but that's getting ahead of myself. They had bourbon barrel tops that you could buy, and you could personalize them. They had really cool stocking caps, and then of course a wonderful, beautiful wall of all of their different bourbons and whiskeys, and it was fantastic. Over here behind me, as I'm recording this, they've got like bitters. They did sell a variety box of bourbon barrel aged bitters, and I thought it was really cool because there were different flavors. The prices on this stuff seemed a little high for me, but if you drink a lot of whiskey or bourbon, and that's how you like to drink your whiskey or bourbon, then, you know, this is maybe your place, or maybe this is a great gift for somebody. I don't know. But I really thought that their gift shop was well thought out and really well stocked. This whiskey here is their special 25th silver anniversary edition. We didn't buy it. They did have a cocktail featuring that whiskey or bourbon across the street in their cocktail lounge. We didn't get it there either because it was just so expensive, but they had a lot of stuff. They had different syrups. They had a soy sauce and a vanilla extract over here, and I don't know if they were made there or if they were just featuring the flavors of bourbon, but I thought it was really cool and really interesting because it wasn't just bourbon, and it wasn't just, cups or shot glasses or your traditional stickers and keychains. They had that stuff, but they had some other stuff too, and it was very high-end, very well made. They had some beautiful water bottles that I couldn't get a really good look at because there were people crowding around, but there you go. I just thought it was really, see, those are the people crowding around, and I couldn't get a good look. I was trying to social distance, but they had some really good stuff is the point that I'm trying to make. So we're here at the Woodford Reserve. We just recorded in there, but
it's really noisy.
It's so crowded and so noisy that we just had to decide to do a voiceover for that. So that'll be done in the editing phase. But we were told that the craft cocktail bar, or the cocktail bar, is across the street.
And he said, "Don't drive."
He said don't walk because it's dangerous to walk across the street. So we're gonna drive across the street and see if we can have a drink at their bar, because the tours take a lot of time, and gosh, they're crowded. There's like a bus behind me. That's a tour bus that does like one of the bourbon tours, which is cool, and I would like to do that someday, but today is not that day. I just want a drink. So we're gonna go check out the bar across the street. Yeah. So we were just across the street, kind of behind that hill. You can't see it. And so we came out of that gate, came in this gate, pulled all the way around, like where that car is. Hi, Mom.
Hey.
And we pulled around and parked over here.
And it's easily walking distance, but the guy told us it's not safe to walk across the street.
And I have to admit, I agree. It's kind of a curvy, windy, hilly road, and I just think that those conditions are not conducive to walking across the street, especially when people have been partaking in bourbon.
Well, and there's no sidewalk.
True. No crosswalk, nothing. So we're gonna go in here. I think this has got to be their cocktail bar because this is the only structure over here. But I will say they've got lots of parking, which is really nice.
What's the little sign saying, Chuck?
Start your cocktail journey on the side porch. Sounds like a plan. Okay.
Love instructions.
Now I see people. So cool. And this is really pretty.
Yeah.
All right.
Better bring your porch swing out just.
Alright, so it's a little bit expensive. These are their craft cocktails, and they're $17 a piece, but they do come with a souvenir glass, which is cool. But we did not go with this one. Yikes. Alright, so we've been given our drinks. What did you get, Mom? You got the rye old fashioned?
I got the rye old fashioned.
And I got the Spire, so mine has cranberry in it.
Oh, this is yummy.
Is it?
Yeah. Very good.
Oh, mine's tart. Look at the pretty building. It looks like a house. Mom's drink is gone. Mine is nearly gone.
I just have my big square ice cube.
Ice cube. And I'm standing here staring at the grass because it looks really soft, and I can't help thinking that our dogs would love this. Look how pretty it is.
Nasty stuff they call St. Augustine, but we used to call it crabgrass.
It's just icky. This stuff is beautiful and so soft. Our dogs would be in heaven rolling around in this. I can just imagine Yogi doing her little army crawl on her belly.
Yeah.
They would love this grass. And I'm in love with the trees. These are real, like, hardwood trees. These aren't fake Florida trees. I'm so happy to be in this part of the country again.
It is beautiful.
I think our next distillery is going to be Buffalo Trace, and I'm really looking forward to that one. Are you?
Yep.
I think this is cool. They've got little, like, bourbon barrels and umbrellas set up. I'm sure this is a COVID thing. I wonder if they're going to keep this kind of thing around, you know, so people can drink outside. They've got a place to stand and put their drinks, which I think is nice. But I kind of think that this outdoor dining kind of thing should stick around. I love the stonework out here. We haven't been inside on this side, so we're going to go in because the cocktail bar is outside. But it looks like there's some lounge chairs in here. You want to go in? They provide masks. That's nice. Oh. So it's just like a lounge. I love the couch.
So I'm co-piloting. We have had one beverage, and we're going to move along.
We had a minor change of plans. We're not going to Buffalo Trace.
We were out in the parking lot, just sort of taking our time, meandering around and taking in all the sights. And a driver from one of the beverage tours came up to us and was kind of chatting with us a little bit, and he asked us where we were going. Of course, we both kind of thought he works here, so we didn't want to say, oh, we're going to one of your competitors. So we both kind of hem-hawed around and, you know, scuffing our shoe in the ground. And he said, you really need to go to Castle and Key. He said, it's not too far down the road from here. It was vacant for many, many years, and a local attorney bought it in 2014
for pennies.
Yeah, well, for just under $1 million. And I know I carry that around in my left shoe. That's why I walk kind of funny sometimes.
Well, but when you're making $30 million selling whiskey,
and that's about what he spent on it. Yeah, he spent about that amount of money on it. And the guy said it is a show place. He said you really should go see it, and it's just a few miles down the road. That's where we're going to head, and we're going to bring y'all along so you get to see it too. This is some really
beautiful
pretty countryside.
Hills and stone
walls,
fences, walls.
Yeah, well, yeah, beautiful. Fences, short, knee high.
Yeah. It's not going to keep anybody in or out. It's just and decorative and so
likely
beautiful.
They just did that to give them something to do with all the rocks.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go.
Oh my gosh. Old Taylor. The parking lot for this one is huge, and I didn't want to admit this, but I'm gonna say it on camera so that you can live this forever. This is one of the ones she wanted to go to that I said we shouldn't go to, and so then when the guy said, hey, you should go there, I was like, okay, and then we drove by and I was like, all right, Mom, you're right. Now it's on the internet forever. You were right.
Write that down because it doesn't happen very often.
It's beautiful. It's so pretty. I mean, this looks like it's destroyed over here, but we drove by the castle and oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And it's really not all that busy. Like, the parking lot is gigantic, but there's a bunch of empty spaces, but getting to a parking space is kind of irritating because there's so many people walking in the driveway, but you just have to be aware of that. There was a sign that said high foot traffic, and I was like, really? And then we got here and I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, that looks destroyed. It
Wow,
looks
it sure
not
does.
structurally sound at all.
Yeah, it's got a little work to do there.
How thick are those brick walls though? Like 3 or 4 bricks thick?
Yep, looks like it.
Wow. All right, let's go in. Mom saw the sidewalk and said we should walk over here. Again, she's right. That's twice in like 10 minutes. But look how pretty this is.
Old Taylor Distillery Company.
I really want to come back and do a bourbon tour, like on a bus, like on one of those tour buses, so I don't have to drive. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The guy was right. We do need to come check this out. I love the train tracks right here. It does look just like a castle.
Yeah, I mean,
I was wondering where you went on my second little. Oh, look at that with Kevin. So we were just over that way. The gift shop, I think, is behind this building. This is where they sell the cocktails. It's in this window over here. I'm going to insert a picture of the menu. We got a cocktail flight. So therefore, oh, that's really nice. So they even tell you which one it is based on color. So we go 1, 2, 3. They're even in this order, which is cool. And it was $20. We're gonna split this. And I like it because we get to try, I'm guessing, their vodka, their gin, and their rye whiskey. I've never had Castle and Key spirits before, but this place, this location is beautiful. It's like a botanical garden. They've got a little gazebo over here. They have a sunken garden. They've got like walking trails. They've got cornhole. This is so cool. Also, there's some, I think, are these yellow jackets?
Yeah.
Stinging bugs over here on the table.
And they're here because somebody spilled their drink on the table, but so they don't have any interest down here because, as you see, this is clean and that's sticky.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't want to sit where it's sticky anyway.
Nope, we're gonna sit far away from those guys so they can keep doing whatever it is
You're
that they're
gathering
doing
sweets.
over there.
And this right here, that's called a sweat bee. He's dead. One time I was stung by one of them, and I'm not sure if I got him or not. I'm still looking.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try these so we can get into the gift shop because I'm excited about their merchandise. Walking into the gift shop at the Castle and Key felt like walking into the movie set of Sherlock Holmes. I think it was the second one, but it was really, really cool. There were water towers everywhere. The merchandise at Castle and Key was the best of any of the places we visited. They had so much stuff. They had several different spirits. I think they had 5 gins. They had a rye whiskey and a vodka. They had cigars and hats and coats. And they have a really cool picnic basket that you'll get to see in just a few short seconds. But all kinds of t-shirts and nice clothes, hats, gloves, boots, gift sets, bar accessories. I was so impressed with their merchandise. They have really cool like bags. I loved this shop, and I could have spent an hour in there looking at everything that they had because they had some really cool things. Of course, they had some things that were very expensive. They had some things that were very pretty cheap. They had stickers, I think, for $1. Of course, they had the bourbon barrel top, just like Woodford Reserve did. Coffee mugs. They did have gift sets of their liquors and shot glasses. They had like little tumbler cups. They had Tervis tumblers. They had coats, very, very nice coats, like raincoats or winter coats. There was an oilskin coat that I tried on that you're not going to get to see, but I did try it on. It was really nice. I just didn't like that there were not very many pockets. Here's the picnic basket I was telling you about. It opens up, it comes with glasses and plates, and then there's even spots for your liquor or wine or even water bottles. I just thought this was so cool.
This was a must-do. I would do it again.
It was so good. We walked out with a box.
And the staff was friendly and helpful.
Very kind.
Very kind.
The place is very, very clean.
Did not feel rushed at all.
No, they were very helpful. One of my favorite things about this place, I was telling her this and she cut me off. I really like the venue. It's a beautiful place. They've got like a botanical walk and it's so pretty, but I like that. So it's a little bit like diverse. So even if you're not a drinker, let's say you're a pregnant lady, okay, and you want to come here with your husband or your friends or whatever, and you're on a bourbon tour and you can't drink, there's still stuff for you to do.
There's a lot of stuff to do, even if you're not, you know, into the
lots of
alcoholic
photo opportunities.
Yeah.
And they don't just do whiskey or bourbon.
No.
They do, like we bought 2 gins and a rye whiskey.
But they also have vodka.
Yes. I really enjoyed this.
This was really a nice
Did they have a
venue.
bourbon? They didn't have a bourbon.
I didn't see a bourbon.
Whatever.
So they're not
Still.
in competition that I saw with the other locations, but they've got a rye.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, and everything we drank was so good. Now the drinks we had were on tap, and I'm
they're pre-made. They were not made
generally
individual.
a fan of those,
but they were all 4 very well done, and
yes.
there were 2 different gins.
2 different gins,
and they were so different, so different.
Now they even had other different gins. They had 3 different London dry gins inside that we didn't buy. So we bought the 2 gins that we drank.
One is very kind of peppery,
yes,
flavored, and the other, and they're both gins, but the other one was floral,
yes,
with a kind of a licorice hint.
So they had 5 total gins. They had 3 different versions of a London dry gin. They've got it like a seasonal box, and we didn't buy that. I don't know that I'm a fan of like London dry gin. I like the florally ones. The peppery one was really good. I'm just getting into gin.
They were so very different.
Yes, and I was really impressed by like their mixologist. Whoever made the cocktail.
Whoever set these up was great.
So good. So I'm excited to take these home and get to try these. Also, their bottles are really cool. Their branding is really cool. We got a couple of stickers.
Yep.
I'm so glad we came here.
Yeah.
You were right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we almost didn't come here.
I just put it on the list because I thought, hey, this would be a cool place to go. And then the guy in the parking lot
really talked it up.
Who was actually a tour guide driver.
Driver.
For one of the, Bourbon Trail tour guides.
Yeah.
He said, this is a not miss place. He said, this is
right.
beautiful, and you got to go and spend a little time and see what this guy has done to this place, and it is beautiful.
Obviously a ton of money has been poured into this place, but it's so beautiful.
The greenery is beautiful, the buildings are beautiful,
the prices on things weren't obscene,
and the people are marvelous here. Staff has been so wonderful for us.
Every single one of them, all of them, everybody. There was a little bit of sarcasm when we've ordered our cocktails, because she asked for the flight and he said, a flight to where?
Flight to where? Chicago?
So that could have been toned down a little bit, but still, it was really fun. And I'm just impressed by the cleanliness, the chevron lay of the
brick pavers.
Pavers, yes, thank you. This place is stunning. If you are
the only thing they could have done different is the bees were a little much for us.
Yeah, I would like a table wiped down every once in a while, and maybe some like bug spray. It would be cool, but I don't have anything to complain about.
I love Raid Yard Guard.
Yeah.
All right, let's walk.
Buffalo Trace was the only distillery that made us do a temperature check. This was the only place that really felt like there were still COVID protocols in place. So when we drove into the parking lot, there was a lady basically at the front gate telling everybody where to park and what to do and what the procedures were. She directed us to go into this building where we stood in front of the it was like an infrared thermometer thing that we just stood in front of. Felt really fancy. But when we had passed the temperature check, they gave us little white stickers to prove that we had done the temperature check. And then they let us walk into the area that was, allowed for guests. We didn't have a tour, so we couldn't go in directly into the building. We had to walk around the back into the gift shop. They did keep that separate, but as we were walking in, I noticed that there were bourbon barrels in the building behind us, and it was so cool. So after we looked at those, we walked back around behind the building, sort of, into the gift shop. They did make us wear masks inside. There was hand sanitizer everywhere, but they did try to keep the flow of traffic in a one-directional thing, and if you went out, you had to come back in through the inn door. Now, I was really impressed with their gift shop because it felt sort of like a lounge or like a hotel lobby almost. There were lots of seats and chairs, and they were really comfortable. We didn't hang out in here. I just thought, how cool is it that you could hang out in here if you really wanted to? And then there was a brochure showing us all of the bourbons and whiskeys that are made by Buffalo Trace or by, this facility. And I just thought that it was really cool to get to see all of the things that they make, because it's not just Buffalo Trace. They make a lot of other stuff too. Their merchandise was less exciting. It was less exciting than what we found at Castle and Key. It was sort of just kind of boring and a little bit overpriced. Of course, they had the copper cup and they had, some bar accessories, which was really cool, but just kind of not compelling. I did end up buying a Blanton's sweatshirt, and it's funny because as I'm recording this voiceover, I'm currently wearing that sweatshirt. But we also bought 2 bottles of Buffalo Trace. They do limit you to 1 bottle per person. And then Mom bought also a bottle of the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream. But we did leave a bottle of Buffalo Trace and the bottle of Bourbon Cream with a friend that we met later on in the trip. So, buying gifts for friends is really cool.
Everybody liked her sweatshirt. She got a lot of good compliments on it.
It's pretty cute though. Like, it's really cute.
Everybody we have met has been polite and kind and friendly and not making us feel like we're unwelcome
and knowledgeable.
They've not made us feel like we're rushed, hurry up, get out of the way.
You can't go there, do that, say that, wear that, look like that.
Yeah, it's really been,
and not just at this distillery,
a lot of hospitality today.
Yeah, in all of the distilleries we've been to.
Made us feel very welcome.
How can I help you? Here's the direction. It's just very kind. Here's a suggestion for your day. Where are you going? How are you doing? Is everything okay? Can I help?
It's been nice.
I think our best stop, and I was telling Mom this, I think our best stop was the Castle and Key.
Our surprise stop.
Yeah, not that I didn't like this one.
There was a lot of pomp and circumstance and a lot of anticipation with expectation attached to the Buffalo Trace distillery for me, because I've been a Buffalo Trace fan for many years.
We really like Buffalo Trace,
and it's just a really smooth bourbon with not a lot of burn and good flavor, complex, and not really that expensive
when you can find it.
Yeah, and fortunately we've found a source in Florida that we haven't had any trouble finding it. There are people and places in that our friends and our family have not been able to locate it, but we've been able to locate it and drive it up to Missouri and get it to them. But we came here, and I was kind of hoping we could find some Blanton's, but she's like, no, not here. She said there's a couple other places, and she gave us a couple places that we could try, but I kind of doubt we'll be able to find it there either.
I was told that the only special whiskey or bourbon that they had today was Eagle Rare. So,
and I've tried it and didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I may not care for Blanton's. I've only had it one time, and that was a long time ago.
Well, we've got 1 bottle of Blanton's, and it's not even open yet. No. I know we've had it before.
It's celebratory.
I remember liking it. I just feel like, and I want to get back to talking about why I didn't enjoy this experience so much.
Okay.
This is a really huge complex. We're here at Buffalo Trace, okay? And Buffalo Trace has a bunch of different brands of bourbon and whiskey, and it's just such a huge place. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, it's not that I didn't like this place. Everyone here was really kind and friendly. I just don't know that I would come back here unless I was going to do a tour.
I would go to Castle and Key again, but I agree.
Yeah. I would go back to Castle and Key without a tour. I would also go with a tour. I would only come back here if I did a tour.
Agreed.
I would come back here and plan to spend a couple of hours doing a tour, because it's so big. This is really, really
major
big.
Complex.
Yeah.
Big.
So what's next?
I think let's just start heading west.
West. All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. We have made it to, I'm going to say this, Louisville?
Louisville.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's not Louisville.
No.
It's Louisville. We're still in Kentucky. We're hungry. And there's a brewery here that we're going to eat at. What's it called?
Gordon Biersch.
Gordon Biersch. So we found a place to park. We're in downtown Louisville. We're gonna find a place, we found a place to park. We're gonna walk. I'm hungry, we're out of gas. and I didn't even realize there was one more distillery, bourbon distillery, we were planning to go to, Four Roses. We got on the road to Louisville and I saw the sign for it and I thought, oh, we wanted to go there. And we didn't stop. I'm glad we didn't stop. We'll come back some other time and we'll do that some other time.
You need a few days.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
But I'm having so much fun.
I'm too.
Like
and the weather is wonderful.
We're in Louisville, it's sunny, it's so beautiful, we're having so much fun, but we're gonna have something to eat before we continue our drive to St. Louis. So that is the yellow pay station we just paid at. And we're gonna eat behind these trees over here. This is Gordon Biersch.
Gordon Biersch.
I don't know that I've ever been to this place, but I guess it's a chain. I'm excited because I'm hungry. Alright, I'm recording this on my phone because for whatever reason, recording it on the camera made the light look really odd. No, it was like the weird, like flickering, like on and off kind of light kind of thing. But we are inside Gordon Biersch. We were seated. That's the bar right there. We thought about eating outside, but he said it was going to be a wait for a table, and I'm hungry. So we've been given waters. They've got a beer menu, and let's see. They've got like 8 on tap, but you can get sample sizes, which is really cool. So we're just gonna do a sample of everything so we can try everything, which is cool. I haven't even looked at the menu yet, but I know I'm hungry. So I'm really excited to check this out. And they do have cocktails on the back. So it's not just like a beer place. They have wine and they've got cocktails. All right, see what I mean with the lighting? Anyway, I'm gonna fix this, hold on. Yeah, this just looks better, at least as I'm filming it. I don't see the, lines in the lights. Anyway, our beer has come, so we got one of each, and so I've got the last 4, Mom has the first 4. These are cheese curds, and these are Brussels sprouts. How's the cheese curd? Is it yummy? Cool. These smell amazing. I just realized we're still wearing our stickers.
Here's my sticker.
We had to put these on.
For something.
Well, at the Buffalo Trace distillery, we did the temperature screening, and they made us wear. They made us wear the sticker to show that we had done the screening and that we were an appropriate, acceptable temperature. So we just left Gordon Biersch.
And that was a really good experience.
We just had the 2 appetizers and the 4 miniature beers.
And the 4 miniature beers were supposed to be $2 to $3 a piece, and they were only $1.50.
25. $1.25. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then we got the 2 appetizers. We got the cheese curds and the Brussels sprouts.
And it was a win on both.
Oh man, they were all so good. Beers were okay. There were too many IPAs for me. I'm not an IPA fan.
No, I'm not a big IPA fan, but it makes the other beers seem better to drink an IPA.
Well, that's true. The guy that got us the table, the greeter, host, was very nice, and then our server was excellent.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get back on the road and start driving. I think next is Indiana. We're really close to the Indiana border, I think.
Are we headed to St. Louis though eventually?
Yes, so we have to go like north across the river, and I think that's Indiana, right, just like that way. Like I could throw a baseball and hit Indiana, I think. And then through Illinois to St. Louis, and I think that's where we're gonna stop for the night, just because I mean, it's 5:42. I don't know if we've crossed the time zone yet. Probably. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get back on the road and start driving back toward.
I'm punching it in.
Evening
see if
destination.
we can find ourselves.
Yeah, she's punching it into the car nav, which is cool because then we don't have to use the phone. So anyway,
and our phones are really running tired.
All right, the battery died while I was talking. But essentially we're gonna get on the road. I'm hoping we can show you some more, like some pretty scenery
before
it gets dark. But it's 5:43 and it's also October. But we haven't seen any really pretty fall colors yet.
No, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised.
For this time of October?
I'm surprised and I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna start driving.
Here we go.
This says arrival in St. Louis at 10 o'clock. So 4 hours. That's not so bad.
No,
That's not bad at all.
not bad at all. Here we are, Indiana. Woohoo! One more state.
So we've made it to St. Charles, Missouri. We ended the drive in the rain, and that was something. There was a little bit of traffic. It's funny because I haven't really driven all that much in St. Louis in my lifetime. I feel like I've spent more time in Kansas City, especially, you know, before we moved. But somehow crossing into Missouri, crossing the state border, and then driving on I-70 felt really familiar. And then this is actually the same hotel that we stayed in, the same Hampton Inn that Mom and I and Emma stayed in when we came up for a family wedding earlier this year. Was it June? Do you remember?
It was June.
I think it was June. So we've been in the room, we've, you know, brought our stuff in. I've got my pillow that I brought with me back there. I have washed my face because the ragweed pollen is real, you guys. Like, I'm feeling it. It's time for some more allergy medicine, I think. But even just like washing my face and putting on other clothes feels really good. I can hardly wait to shower in the morning. But I've decided, I think that there was enough in today, and even if there wasn't, I don't really care. I'm gonna end this part of the road trip today. This is gonna be its own video. I was planning to do like 2 days at a time. That kind of made sense to me, but we did a lot today. Like, we left Tennessee, we drove through Virginia, we got to drive through Kentucky, we did 3 bourbon distilleries, and then we had dinner in Louisville, and then drove all the way to Missouri. Like, it was a long day, and we're feeling it. Mom has already crashed. She's in bed. I'm not going to show her because she's actually like laying down. She is wiped out. We do get beat. She's beat. Yeah, I beat her with a stick. No, I'm kidding. But we're both really tired. We're looking forward to getting to sleep in tomorrow morning. I think that's going to be nice. But anyway, honestly, I don't know how much more of this road trip you guys are gonna get to see, because tomorrow we're going to mid-Missouri, and I am gonna have dinner with a friend tomorrow night. I might vlog that. I don't even know when or where we're meeting for dinner. I don't know. And then Saturday is the funeral, and immediately following the funeral we're leaving to head back home because somebody has to work on Monday. And it's a long drive, and we don't have time to, you know, do the leisurely drive back to Florida that we took on the way up. So we're gonna drive pretty serious, pretty hard, and, you know, pretty serious to get back down there. But I think this is gonna be it for this vlog, and I don't know what you'll get to see next. I'm gonna try to vlog what I can, but I make no promises. And if this is it for the road trip series, I'm sorry, but that's just the way that it is sometimes. So anyway, you guys will see me. Do you have anything to add, Mom?
No.
She's laughing at me. You guys will see me, and maybe probably her, in another vlog really, really soon. Hold on, stand over here. Over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Stand where I'm pointing. Face the other way.
Face this away? Face this away.
This way.
Okay. Hey!